Imagine a day unlike any other, a day when the very earth seems to split open, unleashing a fury unlike anything witnessed in human history. On this day, not one but all of the Earth's supervolcanoes erupt, spewing forth billions of tons of ash and rock into the atmosphere. This is not the stuff of science fiction, but a terrifying possibility, a stark reminder of the immense power that lies dormant beneath our feet.
Supervolcanoes, unlike their smaller, more common cousins, are geological giants capable of altering the course of history with a single eruption. These are monstrous volcanoes capable of producing eruptions of unimaginable scale and violence, releasing energy equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs. We're talking about eruptions that dwarf any seen in recorded history, events that could blanket continents in ash and alter global climates for years. Eruptions that measure a staggering 8 on the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI, a scale that quantifies the power of volcanic eruptions. To put that into perspective, the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, a cataclysm in its own right, registered a mere 5 on the VEI, yet it caused widespread devastation. The world is dotted with these sleeping behemoths, ticking time bombs buried beneath serene landscapes, waiting for the right conditions to awaken. Yellowstone National Park in the United States, home to the Yellowstone caldera, is perhaps the most well-known, but there are others scattered across the globe. The Toba caldera in Indonesia, a site of one of the largest known eruptions in the last 25 million years, the Taupō volcanic zone in New Zealand, which has a history of massive eruptions, and the Campi Flegrei caldera near Naples, Italy, all serve as stark reminders of the potential for global catastrophe should any of these giants awaken. The eruption of a single supervolcano would be catastrophic, but the simultaneous eruption of all supervolcanoes is a scenario so devastating that it boggles the mind, a true apocalypse. Yet it is a possibility, however remote, that we must confront as we continue to study and understand these powerful forces of nature.
The immediate aftermath of such an event would be nothing short of apocalyptic. Imagine a world plunged into darkness, the sun a distant memory obscured by a thick, choking blanket of volcanic ash. This ash, propelled high into the atmosphere, would spread across the globe, carried by the winds to every corner of the planet. Sunlight would be all but extinguished, causing temperatures to plummet precipitously. The skies would rain down ash, a suffocating, abrasive dust that would wreak havoc on everything from human lungs to delicate machinery. Air travel would grind to a halt, communication systems would collapse, and entire cities would be buried under a thick layer of volcanic debris. The immediate death toll would be staggering, but it's the long-term consequences that are truly terrifying.
The long winter starvation, strife, and societal collapse. As the initial ash cloud settles, a new and perhaps even more insidious threat would emerge: nuclear winter. The sheer volume of volcanic material ejected into the stratosphere would block out the sun's rays for years, perhaps even decades. Global temperatures would plummet, ushering in a new ice age. Crops would fail on a massive scale, leading to widespread famine. Water sources would become contaminated, spreading disease and death. The delicate fabric of civilization, already strained by the initial disaster, would begin to unravel. Governments would collapse, law and order would break down, and humanity would be thrust into a desperate struggle for survival. Mass migrations, driven by desperation and hunger, would lead to conflict over dwindling resources. The very foundations of human society, built upon cooperation and empathy, would be tested to their breaking point.
North Sentinel Island, a sanctuary in chaos? In the midst of this global cataclysm, one might wonder about
so far removed from the complexities of human civilization, fare any better in the face of global catastrophe. The isolation that has protected them for so long might also be their greatest challenge. Could the Sentinelese, with their intimate knowledge of their environment and their self-reliance, weather the storm that would bring humanity to its knees? Their survival skills, honed over generations, might offer them a unique advantage. It is a question that may never be answered, but it highlights the fragility of our interconnected world and the resilience of the human spirit. In the face of adversity, both modern and ancient societies reveal their strengths and vulnerabilities.
The fires of rebirth to human resilience in the face of annihilation. The simultaneous eruption of all supervolcanoes is a scenario of almost unimaginable devastation. The sheer scale of destruction would be beyond anything humanity has ever faced. It is a reminder to challenge every aspect of our survival. But it is a test that, if we are to survive, we must find a way to pass. Our future depends on our ability to come together and face the unimaginable. The question is not whether we will face such a challenge, but when. Preparedness and unity will be our greatest allies in the face of such a threat. And when that day comes, will we be ready? The answer lies in our hands, in our collective will to survive and thrive against all odds.